G'day guys, can you guys hear me at all? Can you let me know in the chat? Oh wow, this is actually working. So yes, sorry guys, I didn't actually mean to go live, but this is actually probably pretty cool because it's probably the easiest way to figure this out. So full full transparency, I've got no effing idea what I'm doing here, but I've seemed to have done something right. So I actually don't have a plan for a stream, and I do know that Batsby is streaming soon, so I don't want to go too long because I don't want to take away from her because she's fantastic, and I want you guys to be able to listen to her too. But it's awesome that you guys can hear me. So I might try to play a call. So I'll start playing that soon. Can you also let me know if you can hear that? And also this is awesome, guys. Like I'm so like stoked to be able to be here with you all. Like you're all such lovely people, and all the comments you've given have just made me feel amazing. So this is awesome. And if I can work this out, I'm going to do a fair few of these. And as I mentioned, I want to have you guys on too, because you guys are the stars. I'm just an Australian who talks shit.
Hello, beautiful woman.
Hello.
Oh, God, I love hearing your voice.
How's it going?
Hey, it is going. Sadie, come here. She ain't gonna come out here. You go, pretty girl. You hungry? You're so silly. There you go. I'll leave her in here.
Oh no, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Definitely not that. This is a happy coincidence. So I didn't mean to call, but I'm now so glad that I did. So is that right, guys? You guys could hear that call I was just playing. So for context, that was Lorne sounding like a creepy piece of shit to Tiffany. So you guys could all hear that. Like thumbs up in the chat if you could.
She's so skittish. She's very skittish.
How long have you had her?
I've had her for almost 4 years now.
And she's still
And every now and then, every now and then she's skittish around me.
Oh, well, what do you do?
Feed her, give her dog biscuits, give her food.
She must be scared about something.
I don't know who it was who that she had for owners before, but they must have really had pieces of shit, really.
Mm-hmm.
I've been really sweet to her and everything. Mom comes over. She even has a hard time coming up to Mom.
Yeah.
But
Don't tempt me, Cat G. I've got my grocery list. I've actually got to do them this afternoon, so I can start reading out milk, bread, popcorn if you like. I'll read anything. I'll read you the newspaper if you like it.
After this long, she has her moments. Most of the time, she's really good, and she'll come out and she's just happy as hell that I'm home. So she wants her biscuit, and she runs right back into the bedroom to eat her biscuit, and she's all happy and shit. And she's got other times where she's just really skittish.
Do you think she's sensitive?
So, do you reckon she's skittish because he fucking swears and yells and throws shit all the time? I don't know. I reckon that's probably why she's skittish. He's such an asshole.
This is when you've had a couple of drinks.
I'm not answering that.
She probably senses it because I remember when you would talk to Winnie, you guys would be screaming at each other when you were drunk. So she probably is scared of that.
She probably is.
Yeah. So cut the shit out.
I don't know that.
Well, knock it off.
Yes, ma'am. But I'm not screaming.
Well, no, not at the moment. You have, and the dogs are in the house. So they can probably smell the alcohol. And she's like, uh-oh, here we go. Something's going to
Yeah,
happen.
I
He's going to
know.
start yelling, throwing things, whatever happens.
You're probably right.
Of course I am. I know everything.
Yeah, good. And you,
Yeah.
you know how to not go on a date tonight. Uh,
So,
I am so clever.
I've been waiting to talk to you all day.
You what?
I've been waiting to talk to you all day.
I've been waiting to talk to you all day.
Good.
I'm so sorry. I got over there with Tony and Winnie, and we got to talking
And drinking.
and talking.
And drinking very heavily.
No, we weren't drinking heavy.
Yeah, okay. How many did you have? Don't lie. Don't lie.
Without lying, I'm gonna say. Well, I've been over there since what? Tell time did I go over there? Like 12:30.
I don't know, but how many have you had?
I've had nothing.
You did what?
I'm so shy, Debbie. I don't want you
Why
to ask
would
me
you
questions
be
like
shy?
that
Why?
because I don't.
Because you're ashamed? There's a
Well,
difference
because
between being
I like how he thinks, being shy about his alcohol abuse is cute.
shy and ashamed.
Yeah, but I also looking out for myself too.
Well, I already know that you've been drinking, and I already know that you drove home. So why don't you just say how many you had?
You're not recording me, are you?
I have no
Okay.
interest in recording you.
Okay, because I'm used to people recording me.
I love how he asked that. Like, he asked that on so many calls. It, but it's funny because sometimes if you listen to a whole lot of calls, you almost forget that yourself. Like, I remember one call I was listening to where he kept going on about it. He's like, are you recording me? You recording me? And I was like, for fuck's sake, Lorne, she's not recording you. And then I'm like, hang on a second. Yes, she is.
Okay,
And I hate that, and it's illegal anyway.
great.
I probably had let me see, maybe 9.
Maybe 9. Times what?
2.
But it's been since 12:30 since I talked to you.
It
Since the
doesn't
very
matter.
when I left the test,
Yeah.
you're the first one that I texted.
Okay.
I didn't text anybody else. You're the first one I texted.
How special?
Well, I thought it was special because I wanted you to be the first one to know.
Okay.
Well, from there, I went to Tony's. So whatever time it was, which was, it had to be like 12:30.
Yeah.
I got at Tony's.
So?
So in that time, there was 2 12-packs. But Tony drinks a lot more than I do. I can't even hold a candle to Tony. He drinks a lot more than I do.
Does he
So I'm
split the
saying I
cost
probably
with
had.
you?
That's why you talked to Winnie about that shit, didn't you?
Well, I already know. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. No, he didn't.
That sucks, man.
Yeah. Well, you'd be more pissed off about what I would tell you next if I knew you wouldn't get pissed off about it.
What?
Because I get pissed off. I get pissed off about it, and I thought that's enough. Let me get pissed off about it, and I'll send my text to Tony with my smart ass remarks. And
Uh-oh. What happened?
oh, yeah. Someone else came over, another friend of Tony's in Wendy's, and they drank I don't know, 2 or 3 or 4. He must. I don't know. He must have drank 3, and he left the last 3 there for Tony.
Okay.
And the last 12 pack that I bought was gone, and Tony already had 1 out of 3 that the other guy left. So when Tony was done his and I was done mine, I grabbed the other 2, and I was going to drink one of Tony's, one of the other guys that the other guy left, and Tony was going to have the other one. Wendy didn't like that. Wendy wanted the last 2 to be left for Tony. She didn't want me to have any of it, even though they didn't fucking buy even a lick of fucking beer. I get pissed off at it because I buy him fucking beer all the fucking time.
Well, why did she not want you to have it?
Because she's a selfish bitch. She is. She's fucking stupid. I mean, she's on fucking disability. She doesn't want to work. She doesn't want to get out of her fucking chair. She's just, and I only tolerate her because I like Tony.
Did you guys have an argument or something?
I just fucking, her brother was there, and when she fucking said she wanted me to leave the last 2 for Tony, what the fuck ever. I just fucking bought 24, and you don't want me to have one of these last 2 with Tony. So I just fucking grabbed my shit, and I left my 2 empty, well, not 2, my empty pack of cigarettes there. And I fucking left, and Tony was coming out of the bathroom. He put his hand up and said, "You leaving?" You fucking right, I am. And I fucking smacked his hand, and I said, "See ya." And her brother said, "You're not taking your cigarettes with you?" I said, "Nope, you can keep them." There wasn't anything in there. Fucking, I'm so fucking pissed off at the way that they are.
Man, yeah, that sounds pretty shitty.
What are you doing?
Sitting down, listening to you.
Listening to me and everything I say, which you probably already listened to it before.
What do you mean before?
No, because you've heard me, when I was with Wendy.
Well, I've heard you and Winnie, but I don't know all the details and stuff like that. I just would hear a lot of yelling and everything. So.
No, I don't know. I think when my happier days was in Alaska in the Air Force and when I was in Washington State, where I had actual friends that fucking gave a fuck about each other.
That's really sad because that was a long time ago, right?
Yeah. On that, I've been around my brothers, and fucking I don't even fucking consider one of my brother's friends because he's stuck on himself.
Were you upset today? Is that why you went over there to drink?
Oh yeah, I was upset because I didn't do as well as I wanted to. I was upset with myself for failing.
I'm sure you were just nervous. I would be really, really nervous if I had to take a lie detector test.
Yeah, but I signed a contract that I wouldn't.
You did what?
I said I signed the contract that I wouldn't drink, and I hate going against things that I sign.
So they don't want you drinking at all, period.
It pisses me off because I don't have a problem. Well, I don't. If I'm not around Tony, I don't have a problem drinking. So I can have one beer and I can have less than a fucking beer and leave it. I think Tony's part of my problem. But another problem is I go over there because nothing happens over there. I can go over there and I can talk and I can sit and I can drink. I don't wind up with stupid shit around me.
Well, yeah, wait a minute. You said you don't wind up with stupid shit around you, but you're talking about how it's not good for you to be over there and he's not really a good friend to you. So it sounds
Yeah, I
like there is
know.
stupid shit by going over there. I mean, you may have fun, at first if you're just kind of hanging out. I mean, they're letting you over their house because you're giving them what they want. I would love to sit at home and have people just come over and bring me alcohol and then they go home.
I
And
know.
I don't, if I'm getting something out of it, then I'm not really going to care that much if I'm really good friends with them. I mean, the other thing too is they let you drive home when you're drunk, and that's horrible.
Yeah, I know. And when do you sit there fucking sober?
Well, I mean, she can do whatever she wants. She's at her house. But the fact is that, you're saying that it's great, that, it's a really good time going over there. It's a time for you to relax and unwind. But ultimately, really what it is you're spending money and then you're driving it over to their house and allowing them to drink it away with you. And then you put yourself at risk by then driving home when you know very, very well that you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, I know. I got way too much to lose.
Yeah. But today, like take for instance for today, you're saying that they have you sign a contract that you are not going to drink alcohol. Maybe they've seen that it's a problem for you. Maybe it's something that they have decided that it's going to be a lot easier to maintain your probation if you're not drinking, whatever the reason is. Maybe they do it to everybody. I don't know. But they've decided that you shouldn't be drinking. And then you made that promise, you signed it, they have your signature. And all they would have to do really is turn that paper around to you and say, okay, are you drinking?
Yeah, no dramas, Kilroy. I appreciate everyone that jumped in. This was actually completely unplanned. As I kind of told everyone at the start, I was just fucking around with this to see if I could work it out, and then all of a sudden, all you lovely people were here. So this was meant to be like a test private stream, but now we're doing it. So no, appreciate any time you spend in here, buddy.
After you've been arrested for DUI. And then what are you going to say then?
I know, I'm gonna look pretty fucking ignorant.
You're going to look very fucking ignorant, especially if someone gets hurt in the meantime because of what you did.
Gee, yeah.
That's going to be
I know.
the worst case scenario is someone completely innocent is just driving down the road, walking down the road, and you come along and you're not able to drive like that, Lorne. I mean, you've been lucky so far, it sounds like, but the luck is going to run out.
I don't wanna fucking hurt anyone.
Yeah. So how do you
I fucking
avoid
hate the
hurting
thought of
someone?
that.
How do you avoid hurting someone?
Yeah,
You
I know, I
don't
gotta stop doing that.
you don't do whatever behavior it is that's going to cause somebody to get hurt.
Then I lose any chance with you too.
You'll lose everything. You'll
I
lose
can't
that. What are you
risk
going to
it
do?
anymore.
What are you going to do for work? It's not like you work in an
Yeah, I know.
office where someone can give you a ride.
Yeah, I know.
So today, you're saying that you had to sign a contract. I'm assuming that this didn't just happen today. You've already had one that you weren't going to drink.
Yeah.
And so was the question that you failed, do you drink?
But how do I look to you? I can't go and fucking drink. You're gonna think I'm an asshole because I can't go out and drink.
I'm going to think you're an asshole because you can't go out to drink, you mean? Like go to a bar or something?
Like I can't drink at all.
Yeah, you can't drink at all. Right. What's wrong with that? What's the downside?
I like to go out and have fun.
Okay, let's.
Oh yeah, sorry, Julia, I didn't realise I wasn't on mute then. But I love this. Like, he thinks that the actual issue here is him not being able to drink, not drink driving, not drinking on probation. He thinks that after Debbie knows that he's a pedophile, that he's a registered sex offender, she's going to be like, ah, fuck, if you can't drink, I want no part of you. Everything else I'm cool with, though. What a fucking idiot.
Step back for a minute then, because we're going to talk about this again. You like to go out and have fun. So the equivalent to that, because you're not allowed to go to bars, so you can't publicly drink because that's even a bigger risk. So what you're doing is you're going and purchasing alcohol on your own. You drive it over to your friend's house, who pisses you off, who clearly takes advantage of you, drinks your beer, then has you go home, and you're risking your life and everyone else's life by driving home. You're risking your job. You're risking your financial future, because getting a DUI is not a cheap thing. You're going to go to jail.
Yeah, I know.
You're going to have to deal with that. You're going to have to deal with the fines, the additional classes you're going to have to take, all kinds of shit. And who knows? If that would not have been your first DUI, then the penalty is just going to get even more than that from there.
Yeah, but you like a bad boy. You told me you like a bad boy.
When?
I love
In
that.
one of our conversations, you like a bad boy.
You like a bad boy.
Is that
Well, she got one.
why you drink every night?
No, but I don't want you disappointed in me.
So you're saying that you want to drink because in my eyes, you're thinking that in my eyes, that makes you a bad boy.
Yeah.
So then you go and do it when every single consequence in the world is up against you.
Yeah, I know it's stupid.
Well, how is that worth it, though? Somebody that you don't even know, really.
Maybe that tells you how much I want to get to know you.
Well, that's ridiculous. You should never put yourself at risk for someone else like that. And not, like we said, not only are you putting yourself at risk, but you're putting everyone else at risk too when you're doing it.
That's my biggest fucking problem, is putting everybody else at risk. If I killed somebody, it would fucking kill me if I killed someone.
Yeah, well, it would kill them first. And then you'd be a big fucking crybaby after saying, oh, I didn't even mean to do it.
I love this call.
I didn't want to.
No, I wouldn't get a chance to say that. I would kill myself right after.
Well, you know what?
I wouldn't be able to
A lot
live
of
with that.
times people aren't successful doing that, and I guarantee you wouldn't be able to. So whatever you tried, you would just go to the hospital for a couple of days. They'd throw you out and put you in jail.
All the fucking drink with Tony.
Yeah. And not making light of suicide here at all, but that is another thing he would fail at. He would probably take 3 or 4 Panadol instead of 2 and fucking drain emergency room resources trying to say that, he's about to die.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you're putting something
I get so
ahead.
fucking stupid on this shit.
Well, you're putting other stuff ahead of all of the consequences and things like that. You're putting something ahead of that. And I think probably is that you're lonely. You don't have any friends. Your family, they're off doing whatever. So you come home at night and you're by yourself. You just want to spend time with people. That's why being on the phone and stuff like that is really important to you, because you're lonely.
Yeah, but
You're breaking up again. Hello?
I'm trying.
Okay.
Debbie, go on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. I couldn't before.
Okay. Okay. Well, I had to wait. I was waving my phone around because the signal in this area sucks. I don't want to be on the phone with just anybody. I want to be on the phone with someone that I give a shit about.
Right, I know, but I'm saying those are the things that are important to you. You're really lonely. And Tony's
Yeah,
house is
I know
comfortable.
I know I love it here in Maine, but I know Maine is not really the state for me to be in because of the way that I like to interact with people.
Well, that's fucking unfortunate, isn't it? Because it's the state you can't leave.
It's not really the way I like to live. I like to live this way, but I don't like to live this way. In fucking Washington State, I've never been so happy in my life as I was in Washington State.
Well, it's a little bit
Fucking
different.
awesome out there.
I'm sure it is. But I think it's a little bit different now because no matter where you go, your probation is going to follow you. So
Yeah, no,
the way
I might not
that
have to take a fucking stupid class.
you probably will have to, because the terms of your probation, you have to complete them. And if you go
I've
somewhere
completed one
else,
class,
it's
though.
still, yeah, I know, but you didn't pass it.
And here I am at the fucking. I've had to go through that class now. I got put in another class. I have to start all over again. I'm so fucking fed up with it. It's just fucking stupid. Sharon thinks it's fucking stupid. And Mom thinks it's stupid. I think they fucking put me through enough.
It is mandatory. Just do the class. The reason you're still in the class is because you can't pass it because you won't engage. Just do it. Or don't try to rape kids. One or the other. You chose to rape kids, so now you got to do the class.
I know they put me through enough.
Well, they're not the judges of that. I know that they're being
kidding.
supportive of you, but they're not the judges of determining what punishment is enough and what treatment is enough for you.
100%, Julia. They do think he's stupid. And this is another thing where he says that they say, they put you through enough or you shouldn't have to do it. It's just him hearing what he wants to hear. Like, they're probably saying the absolute minimum. It's like whenever you listen to a Mama Gwen call, if you take his word for it, she thinks he's the most amazing thing ever. And then you listen to it talk and she has just complete disdain for him.
I'm sure that if it was up to them, they would accept your tears and you're saying, I'm sorry, as enough.
Put my mom in front of my probation officer. My probation officer would get a mouthful.
Okay, well, I mean, you don't want your mom speaking for you either. That's kind of lame.
Yeah, I know. It's just funny because my mom knows me. And
Your mom
Sharon knows me. Not Sharon
but
do the same thing too.
There's a difference, though. Your mom thinks that she knows you, but she didn't know what you were doing to get you in that position. And that's a part of you too. The thing is that the true measure of someone is what they do when they think no one is watching. That's the true measure of someone. So they can know through experience and interacting with you, but they don't know you. Nobody can ever know what's in your mind and in your true feelings. Even if you express them, no one's ever going to know. And they have these deep, dark secrets just like you did. And yours just happened to get caught. And you're so fucking lucky that you got caught, Lorne. You are so fucking lucky.
Yeah, but I never had them thoughts before. When I got caught with NBC, I never had them fucking thoughts before.
What do you mean, thoughts before?
Anything I said in that dialogue, I never had them fucking thoughts before I started talking to that girl.
So two things here. That's just not true. And we'll get to other calls, but there's many calls, where he admits to having those kind of thoughts in his own roundabout way. And we also know that there was a real life victim of him. To my knowledge, it was never a physical thing, but he had a real life person that he talked to, similar to Kayla. But the whole argument is completely ridiculous. It's like if someone murders someone and they go, "Oh, I never had the intention to murder someone before." Well, it doesn't matter. You did it. Like everyone at one stage didn't have an intention to do something that they later did.
But before that, if I started talking about decoy, I never had them fucking thoughts.
Yeah, it is Dubsy. So this is before they get him to read his chat log, which is where the MySpace Molly stuff comes up, which I will stream both him reading the chat log and the MySpace Molly stuff over like a series of streams because it's very good.
I literally never had them fucking thoughts. No, the thoughts I ever had was fucking helping my family out. Fucking, I figured I was making a lot of money. Why can't I share with my brothers and sisters? Because I was the youngest and I fucking felt obligated that I should. Not realizing how much they fucking cared more about the money than they did me. That's how they were able to take advantage of me and fucking do that shit. And it got to the point where I couldn't handle it anymore, and fucking that's when I fucking left. So I was down to my lowest, and I knew I was down to my lowest, and I fucking had to go. And I didn't know any other way to do it other than just leave. Everybody paints Ralph, everybody used to paint Ralph as a perfect fucking picture until they finally learned a lot of shit from the fucking crap that he did to me. The fucking cocksucker doesn't even have the balls to come up and fucking talk to me. Yeah, at least my fucking sister apologized to me. At least Tony apologized to me.
What does that have to do with you getting caught?
In this thing,
Yeah.
there's a whole reason that I left me, and I didn't feel like anybody cared about me.
Right.
I felt
I
like
understand. Shit. I understand. And it sucks to have people take advantage. It absolutely does.
I didn't understand that. I did everything I could to fucking try to help them, and I fucking didn't understand how they couldn't care back. God, that fucking pissed me off so fucking much.
Yeah, I bet it did. But as far as you being on the internet and talking the way that you did to her,
I don't know. She made me feel like somebody cared. That was basically it. It wasn't even, I lost all track to that, and that she said she was 13. It's just fucking, somebody cared, and I wanted to care back.
Oh, that's for sure going to happen. Faceted Dream. I'm definitely going to be watching those ones.
I hate that I had that fucking conversation, Debbie. I fucking hate that.
Good. I'm glad that you do.
There's no day that goes by that I don't know fucking think about that sting.
Good.
So fucking tired of it. That's not the person I am. I'm fucking just so tired of it.
What I don't understand is when she did say that she was 13.
I should have just left her alone. I know.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
I've been through years of this crap. I know.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not getting through because what you were just about to say was I don't know, and that's not.
I don't know why I did.
That's not a good enough answer. It's not. It's never going to be a good enough answer, and that's why you're still in the class. I talked to Winnie a lot about this because it was something that really bothered her, and she wanted to understand it. So we looked at the chat log. We talked about it. She had me listen to the phone calls that you had with the girl. She had me watch your part of the show. And you know, we're just kind of looking like, how did it happen? And the one thing about the internet that I can tell you is that it allows people to be free, because there are things that people aren't necessarily going to be comfortable with talking about openly. So if someone's into something, if they have some kind of a fetish, they're not going to be necessarily comfortable. They might be embarrassed. They might be scared of saying it. So one of the best things to do is to go online, and you can find people who are interested in the same thing. You can talk about it, and I don't know, it's somehow going to make you feel better. And the other thing is that, you know, doing it that way, it's so much less scary. Because if somebody makes fun of you, or if they just say, oh, you're disgusting, and they leave, it's like, okay, well, at least it wasn't to my face. I can just block them, turn it off, no big deal. And I think that's why you were okay with talking to Kayla, because there was something that you liked. And it wasn't just this person was showing that they cared about me. Because Lorne, you were talking essentially to yourself.
I weren't going to go there. I was never going to go to meet her.
Okay.
Now, I know we all know this, but every time he says this, I feel like I just need to address it. Like, he clearly was going to go there. The guy had a fucking countdown to the day. He was contacting her on the day, and he was so fucking giddy. Like, I mean, he was so happy. It was like he had 15 Christmases at once. And then the way that he strutted up to the, you know, to the house and the, hey girl, like, I mean, that's just bullshit. And I think someone in the chat mentioned before, like, he doesn't understand that this is all recorded, either in the chat log, in calls, and that everyone knows he wanted to go there. But then he goes into this unintended travel bullshit.
So, but even before then, even before getting there to meet her,
It was that night that I went there. That's when I went to Walmart and I bought the condoms and I bought the bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
I never planned on going there.
Okay,
I was supposed to go out for my birthday that night.
But before,
with a friend.
There was a length of time before that you guys were talking and building up to this thing, right?
Yeah,
It looked to
I
be
know.
a few weeks, like a month.
Debbie, I want you to listen to me because I'm being completely honest with you.
I'm more than happy to listen to you.
I never planned on going there. I was supposed to go out with one of my friends that night because it was my birthday, and he was going to buy me drinks all night.
Mm-hmm.
I never planned on going there that night. It was that night, right before I went there, that I bought the condoms and the bracelet, and then I went there.
Okay. So again, we're going to go backwards because I think we need to start at the.
And just to put a point on this, so he says that he never intended to go there because he's made up this story that someone's invited out for his birthday, which is an absolute heap of shit. But he says that he bought the condoms for that night out, obviously because he's such a stud that, you know, if he goes out, he's definitely going to pick up. So he bought the condoms for there, but the exact same time, from the same Walmart that he bought condoms, he bought that janky piece of shit silver bracelet. So is he trying to tell us that he went to Walmart to get condoms and a bracelet for the impending hookup with an adult that he had when he was out on the town for his birthday? Get fucked, mate. Don't treat us like absolute fucking idiots.
Beginning in order to understand this better. Okay? Can we do that?
Yeah, yes,
okay.
We can.
Okay, great. So you ran into Kayla in the chat room. and you started to be really cute, like, oh, I'll talk to you. And
Okay, well, let me explain that to you. I really meant I'll talk to you because nobody else was talking to her, and I felt bad. Nobody else was talking to her.
Okay. So you said hello. And then from there, you started to test the waters a little bit.
Yeah, but I didn't mean to.
Okay. That's where you're going to stop yourself. You're going to stop yourself right there, Lorne. Don't do this to yourself. You started to test the waters. And you started asking her questions because really what you were after was conversation about sex. So if there was going to be someone who was going to have it with you, great. If they weren't into it, then you were going to bounce. So you started to test the waters, and she wasn't running away. She wasn't like, oh, I'm like, this is too scary. I have to go. And it kept escalating. And that very same day, Lorne, it all went right to hell. And it would have turned into a personal hell for a child. I had watched an interview with someone who got caught in a sting, similar to yours. And one of the interesting things that I heard the interrogator say was, she asked him, do you know what this does to a child? To even show them a penis, to even talk about sex, do you know the damage that causes to a child? And that's the reason why I wanted to reverse a little bit from talking about the end point of where you showed up at the house, because the damage to Kayla started way before then.
When he tell you that I know the damage?
She didn't. But I don't want to sort of go down a different road right now. I want to keep you here because I feel like the I don't know answer is something really common for you. And then you say, I don't know. And you shut down. And then you try to deflect it off into something else. So I think what's really going to help you.
No, I know the damage.
And I'm assuming that it has something to do with something that happened to you when you were a kid. And
yeah.
we can absolutely talk about that. I will be more than happy to, but I want to keep you here. I want to keep you in that moment when you were talking to Kayla for the very first time. I know for me personally, if I were to be in a chat room and there was someone there who was 13 or 16 or whatever, somebody who is significantly younger, number one, I don't give a shit if nobody's talking to them. I have no interest in talking to them either. Number two, if that person contacted me and wanted to chat it up, I wouldn't talk to them. I don't have any interest. There's no common ground that I would have with someone of that age. Absolutely none. So I don't care.
So it's a good point, ma'am, yes, ma'am, where you say guaranteed he still misses Kayla. I think to an extent he does. He certainly misses the ability to be able to talk to underage people because he likes that the control he can have over them. But I strongly hold a viewpoint, and I know some other people in the community disagree, which is all good. That the tears in the chair with Chris at the Sting House, and then even at the prison, it's like the interrogation room. That is for Kayla. that I don't think it's until he gets probably in his jail cell that he even really knows exactly what had gone on. I still think at that point in the interrogation, he thinks what has happened is Brad Moore, found Kayla's chat log and that because she hadn't been deleting her archives, and until those cameras come out, I think he thinks that is actually Brad Moore. But so I think what he thinks has happened, he's been sprung there. Brad Moore has contacted NBC to line this all up. And so he still thinks all that. And I think once he gets to his jail cell, he realises that Kayla was never real. But 100%, most of those tears are for his little victim that is lost rather than if he's going to jail or not. Because I don't think he really thought he was going to jail until the cop confirmed it.
I really never wanted to talk to her like that.
Okay. So
I never wanted to be that way.
what way are you talking about? What's making you cry right now?
I never wanted to be sexual with her.
Okay. Why
I never
not?
meant for that to happen.
Okay, I don't.
And for someone that didn't want to be sexual with her, the sexual talk started on the first/second day. I think it might have been second day that it really got sexual, but the whole, do you know what rape is? That was on the first day. Now, if you don't want to introduce sex to a little kid, you don't ask them, do they know what rape is? Because they don't need to know what rape is, because they should be at home protected with their family, you fucking scumbag. Sorry.
I don't want you to say I never meant or I didn't want to.
I've never wanted to be like that with a kid.
Okay.
I've never
What?
wanted to be like. I've always cared about kids. I've never fucking wanted to be like that.
Okay. So now that you were though, what I want to know is how did that happen?
That's what I don't know.
You have to. You
my
can't.
my only answer is because someone was carrying me, because that's what it was at the time.
Okay, wait a minute.
You have no
As
idea how
far as-
low I fucking felt.
Okay.
I mean, I fucking put everything out for my family and for what I thought was my best friend Tony.
Okay.
And they acted like they never gave a shit.
Okay.
And I lost so fucking much because they didn't give a shit, and fucking. I just want to know that I fucking mattered to someone.
Okay. So
And
my
made me
next
so vulnerable.
question is, on that first day, before you knew that she could care about you, within a few minutes.
Joel Davis, no, he's not in prison anymore. So he went to prison for about 5 years after he got caught with this. He was out for a few years on probation. He's on lifetime supervision, and he broke his terms of probation through drinking and other stuff, which is a real surprise. So he went back for 6 months, and I think it was January 2020 that he got back out there, and he's currently not in jail, but for sure he'll be back there again.
How did it turn sexual? And why?
I don't know.
Don't know. You have to answer. I want you to answer, Lorne. It's going to be so good for you.
Because I think that's the only way that I thought that she would stay caring about me.
But she'd only been speaking to you for a couple of minutes. You've only said a couple of sentences like, hey, how old are you? All that kind of stuff. I'll talk to you. No one's talking to you. Okay.
Yeah, what's the internet? What's the internet all about in chat rooms? It's all about fucking sex.
Okay, it's all about sex. So you picked a 13-year-old girl, and you started talking about sex.
Me on that one.
Okay, yeah, you have to be reminded. Because all the way up until this time, you are in denial. And I think maybe you have little glimpses of being able to say the truth.
I'm not in denial.
Okay, then don't be. Then answer the question.
Debbie, please listen to me too.
Please don't shut down. And I want you to answer the question, why did it happen? What was it that was exciting to you? Sexually.
It wasn't exciting. It wasn't exciting. It's just someone was paying attention to me. And it wasn't somebody else. It wasn't for money. It was for me.
No, you had said that chat rooms are about sex.
Yeah.
you were talking to her,
Yeah, now,
what
back
made
then,
you?
back then, that's not what I thought. Back then, that's not what I thought at all. Now is when I realized, okay, it's just all about fucking sex.
And to put some context on here, where he's saying that he just needed someone to talk to, that kind of thing. If it had absolutely nothing to do with sex, he would have talked to anyone. If he was in such a bad place, such a lonely place, he literally would have talked to anyone. And the internet, like even back then, you can always find someone to talk to. He could have, and he's gone to pains to say that he didn't write to any of the males in those chat rooms. So if it was just about having someone to talk to, you would talk to any person that was not underage. He's such a fucking lying piece of shit.
So he did fucking great. I've been caught up in all this fucking shit. So now I realize that all the internet is about is fucking sex.
Well, you created the sex between you and
Yes,
Caleb.
it was my fault. I'm not going to say that the whole thing weren't my fault, because it was. Because it would not have happened if I would not have been on the internet. It was my fault, and I know it.
Right.
I'm just so fucking ashamed of myself for all of it, because that's not the person I am.
That's
I'm
not the
disappointed
person
in
that
myself.
you
I'm
want
ashamed
to
of
be.
myself. No, it's not the person I want to be.
Of
It's not the
course
person
not.
I even am. It's not the person I am to do shit like that.
But you did.
Yeah, I know I did, and I'm fucking. I can guarantee I paid more than anybody else has ever fucking paid for doing something like that.
And you should.
I know, because you hate me, don't you?
I never said that I hated you. I'm sitting here talking to you. I want to try to help. I wanted to help you understand, because you've been through this.
You don't think I understand, and I do.
No, you don't.
I do, just because I don't agree with what everybody says, because they don't have the feelings that I have. They don't know what I went through. They don't know what brought me there. I'll share with you what brought me there when I'm ready to share it with you. It's not that easy for me.
I understand
It's
that
so
it's not
fucking
easy.
hard for me, Debbie.
I know, and that's what you have to go through. You cannot answer questions with "I don't know" and "I didn't want to." That doesn't work anymore.
But you can't expect me to pull the answers out of me. You're not going to get any more answers out of me than what I've told to the class.
Well, I'm not trying to pull answers out of you. I'm trying to get you to understand. You have to put a stop to this. This has been 11 years going on right now.
Yeah, no shit. I understand. I understand.
What
Just
do
because
you
the
understand?
public does not understand, just because the public does not understand, doesn't mean that I have to explain to every. Doesn't mean that I have to explain it to every soul in the United States or in the world.
Every soul in the United States is not asking you this question. I am.
And I want you to understand. I just don't want I don't want you pulling it out of me for wrong reasons.
What reason am I? Do you think that I want to sit here and talk about this? This is disgusting. This is sick shit that I never want to talk about, and here I am.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't want you trying to pull it out of me to fucking figure things out. And this is what I'm used to. Yeah, this is what I'm used to. Because this is what Winnie did to me. Try to fucking pull shit out of me for the sake of Xavier Von Erck. That disgusting fucking child molester.
You know what? If this is what you're going to do, then the conversation's over.
Oh, how did that come about?
Because right now you're getting angry.
I'm not, well, mention Xavier Von Erck, I'm going to get mad anyway because he's a child molester.
Okay, you don't have to mention him. You're starting to go down a different road. And I think that's what happens a lot of times, because you get uncomfortable and you start looking around. Like what am I going to do? Who can I blame now?
But see, when me and Winnie met, it's because she was trying to find out information for Xavier Von Erck.
Well, aside
and 3
from
months
that,
later, she wouldn't give them any information.
And then way down the road,
I'm sure everyone knows this, but just in case anyone's a bit newer, that Xavier von Erck is not real. He is a person that these guys made up to try to explain why they were trolling him, essentially. So at one point in time, because unfortunately Lorne does have people in his life that will help him access the internet. He can't legally do it himself, but they go on there and they find stuff for him. And some of these calls were being streamed on YouTube, and so the excuse was made up that yes, I was handing over calls and I was recording you, but Xavier von Erck made me do it, who was associated with perverted justice. It's complete fabrication. I mean, I don't know if that actual person is real, but he has nothing to do with Lorne.
I know that you guys were talking like this, and you were talking about the chat log and stuff, and she was bringing it up to you because it really mattered to her. She has her own history.
Oh, thanks, Faceted Dreamer. So sorry, I've got that wrong. So Xavier is real, but am I right in saying that, I mean, he has obviously got nothing to do with this actual catfish? He just is the president of Perverted Justice, yeah?
That's really fucked up.
Yeah,
She's been abused like crazy, and to be able to talk to you about it is what's going to help her understand too. How can someone do this to me? And that's why she wanted to talk. And if this is what happens when someone tries to talk to you, and you shut down and you start getting pissed off, then it goes absolutely
I don't
nowhere.
mean to shut down.
Hey, thanks, Bobby Gump. I really appreciate that, mate. Like, I honestly do. And Joel, there is, as recent as last year, there was a active catfish, and they haven't actually released all of those calls yet. Reborn has those calls, and unfortunately YouTube took down his site, even though I don't believe he did anything wrong. It's just one of those things, maybe an algorithm or something. So they will be coming out, but I guarantee the only time Lorne won't have a catfish is when he's dead.
I don't mean to shut down. I don't want to shut down with you.
Okay. That's good.
But when I give you an answer, that's what the answer is. It's not like I'm hiding something.
But
I'm not hiding anything. I never wanted to go there. I never wanted to go there. I never wanted to be there.
Yep, Dubsy knows exactly what he just said. So, further on in this kind of group of catfish calls, and by what I mean by that is, like, you know, the Debbie and the Winnie and all that, there is a character called Jamie Amy that comes in, who is a porn star, and he basically treats her like shit because, you know, he views porn stars as terrible, even though he's a fucking child potential rapist. But anyway, when he gets back out of jail, they want nothing to do with him, so he starts talking to Jamie Amy. They have a relationship that eventually moves into a robot talking to him. It's really, really good, and I'm really hoping Reborn can get those back up, because I absolutely loved it.
I'm telling you everything that was inside of me at the time. It's fucking... I really never wanted to fucking go there. I don't know why I said things I said. Because I never thought that I'd ever go to the fucking house. That's one reason why. And that's the only reason that I know. I never wanted to go there.
And I drive truck for COD. I agree that Wrecking Ball upload was awesome, Bobby Gump. I actually fell asleep to that last night. Yes, I fall asleep to Lorne calls pretty much every night. Nothing knocks me out like listening to this piece of shit.
Fuck, I've always cared about kids. Why I ever fucking went there, I don't know. I'm not gonna shut down on you. It's just fucking hard. It's so fucking hard for me to talk about this shit.
I know,
and that's not the person I wanted to be.
That's why it's important for you to do it. Everyone has to go through the hard stuff. Everyone has to talk about the hard stuff, because when you don't, when you just push it aside, Nothing ever gets resolved. And all I'm doing right now by pressing you is asking you to search for something better, because there's something inside of you that I know is better than this. It's surprising to me that you don't just say, yes, I did it because I wanted to, and I know that it's fucked up, but I didn't think that I was going to get caught.
I didn't want to. I never wanted to. I honestly never wanted to do that.
So then let me ask you this question. If you didn't want to, where did all the planning come in?
I don't know. It was along the way. Things I was thinking, okay, I don't want her to get in trouble. That's basically all it was. So I didn't want her getting in trouble. Didn't want to do. The other thought of going there is like, well, she's alone. And at least if I ride up by there, I can ride by the house, make sure that nobody's there hurting her. There's just all kinds of thoughts going through my mind. I never really planned on going there.
Here's the thing, Lorne, and I'm going to be perfectly honest. Everything that you're saying is what everyone else seems to say as well.
I don't care what everyone else seems to say.
But I'm pointing.
I know what those motherfuckers did.
I'm pointing something out to you.
Those motherfuckers have records of doing that shit. I don't.
But every motherfucker didn't have a record at some time. So the fact that these other people had a record, you've now got a record because you did it. It's just such a stupid argument. And it's the same thing he tried to say at the Sting House. The only thing is I had a DUI, as if they targeted him, as if they were like, okay, let's try to pin a child sexual assault on someone. Oh, look, this guy's had a DUI. I bet he'd be up for it. He's such a fucking wanker.
I was 37. I turned 37 that fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a record of doing that shit.
There were a ton of people that didn't have a record.
Yeah, the only thing I had on my record was no UI.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about them. I know they have records of doing that shit.
Okay, but that's not what I'm talking about. So you have to let me finish.
And that's a great point, Juniper. Look how fast he goes from crying to being pissed. I don't think he has genuine emotions. It's all just manipulation. Like, if you were actually as upset as he just was, you couldn't go that fast. Even if someone did something that made you really angry, you would still have that escalation point where, you would still hear that kind of, tears or whatever you want to say in their voice. But it's not. He's never anything. He's just, okay, I need to be acting sad now, so now I'm going to cry. And now I need to be pissed off because I'm sick of being treated like this, and it's going to show that I'm passionate, so now I'm going to do this.
What I'm saying is that when someone's going to do something really fucked up and they know that it is, and they just pray to God no one's going to find out, is they start to think of justifications.
Of what?
Of justifications, how they're justifying what they're doing.
Debbie's using big
words.
words.
So it's a really
now.
common thing for someone to say when they're confronted with something like this, that they say, I was just going to stop by because her parents weren't home and I wanted to make sure she was okay.
I'm looking for justification.
No, but I'm saying that's what it is. That's what it ends up being, is you start to point out things of like, okay, I know the type of person who would do this is a sick motherfucker. A sick person that I would hate myself if I ever ran into him. But I'm not that guy. And here's the reason why. And then you can list off whatever, like, I wanted to make sure that she was okay because her parents left her home alone. And underneath those justifications that come from you hating that person is where you're going to find the truth. And the truth is, you wanted to go there. You wanted to have sex with her. And you didn't think that you were going to get caught because you did all kinds of things to make sure that didn't happen. You made sure her parents weren't home. You wanted to double, triple check, like, who's around? Am I going to be safe here? I need to make sure that nobody sees me.
You're not going to pull that out of me. I'm not going to
Okay.
tell you anything that I know is the truth. You know, what I fucking know.
Go ahead and be in
doing.
denial then. Go ahead and be in denial, Lorne.
And see, and you're completely going to go against me on it, regardless of what I say.
Yeah, but you're
you think
saying...
you think I'm like all these other fucking people that go up and do this shit because it's their fucking fantasy and shit. And that's not what I was doing.
But it had
that's
to
not
be
the way
your
I was,
fantasy.
and that's not the way I am now.
It had to be your fantasy.
It was not my fantasy.
It had to be, Lorne.
Regardless of what I tell you, you're not believing me.
Here's the reason why I'm saying
I've never done this shit.
And she is exactly right. It had to be his fantasy. Like, that is, like, you know, I don't know how to put this correctly, but talking sexually to a child is very, very unnormal. Most people couldn't even stomach the thought of doing that. So to do that and to listen to the calls, and that is something I will stream at one stage, is the calls, which I know won't be for everyone, and that's cool, but it does show a very perverted side of him, the calls. So I think they are important to listen to. But no one could hear that little child on the phone and not immediately hang up and probably throw up unless it was their fantasy.
My life. I've never done that shit before in my life.
I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy to hear that.
Oh, you sound up.
I am. I'm really happy that no one ever got hurt because of you.
I fucking love kids. I care about kids. I've always have ever since I was a kid.
All right, Lorne, we don't want to hear the child predator talking about how much he loves kids, mate. Same way we didn't want you to write a fucking children's book. What I was just going to say is Criker Jones, you're exactly right. He did try to pull out Casey's sexual abuse and get her to talk about it in great detail, and he actually got really fucking mad that she wouldn't. And in my opinion, that was all because he wanted to fap to it.
Yeah.
I've never wanted to hurt kids. I didn't want to do this shit. I didn't want to fucking do that shit when I did it.
I don't think you realized that you were going to hurt her. She was going along with it. She wasn't saying no to you. So you don't think of yourself as being a rapist or an abuser. I think a lot of times when people think of rape, they think of like the actual physically violent act of physical dominance, forcing someone to have sex and holding them down. I don't think you would have hurt.
I know what it is. I know exactly what it is.
Okay, shut up. I know that you don't want to think about it. I know you don't want to think that you were the person who allowed that to happen.
I'm fucking sick of thinking about this shit.
I know. I can't even imagine. And I'm really glad, as much as it hurt you to go through that as far as being humiliated and all the stuff that followed, I'm really glad that Kayla wasn't real. And I think that you're glad too.
And that's another great point, Joel. Where Joel says, I can't imagine being in my 30s asking my supposed girlfriend how school was. And that's another thing that shows how full of shit he is when he says, he's not interested in kids and that. So if he's trying to put the scenario forward that, okay, look, I just wanted someone to talk to and I did want someone there sexually, but I wanted an adult, he wouldn't. But he every day in the chat log, every time he talked to her, he asked her how school was. I mean, for fuck's sake, he asked her to count how many hairs down there, knowing that there wouldn't be many. If he he wouldn't have lent into it like that if he didn't fucking love it. Just enjoy the tears, guys.
I'm sure it's upsetting to be in this class and have to hear someone like that other guy you were talking about. And I want you to know that that's kind of what your answers have felt up until this point, was the same thing as he's saying, oh, I was drunk. I'm not really responsible for that. That's not the guy who I am, whatever. But that's the guy that he is, and you hate him for that. You hate him. You see how disgusting he is. You see how he hurts somebody. Someone who's going to be damaged for the rest of their life.
And that ain't even the grossest fucking thing I've heard. You know how it feels to go into fucking class.
I bet.
And listen to these fucking son of a bitches.
Yeah.
You have no fucking idea.
I bet. I bet it's really upsetting.
I'm so fucking tired of it.
I think maybe what the class or the counselors, whoever's running the show here, I think they're missing this from you. Because what
I need Ellie back. I need to be able to talk to Ellie again. Fucker.
Who's Allie?
She was my counselor. I go to fucking Augusta to see Ellie and be able to talk a little about this shit.
Okay.
Ellie's beautiful, but she's married. She's married to a cop, and she talked to me about her life, and oh my God, Ellie she's so fucking perfect, like you.
Well, there's nobody that's
maybe
perfect.
That's why I can talk to you. Yeah, no, there's nobody that's perfect. I know that for sure. But I couldn't even open up to Winnie like I can you. And Ellie, I just fucking, I could let anything go with Ellie.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can.
Word.
Maybe you can talk to somebody so you can get back in there. I mean, there's a reason why you're not with her any longer.
It irritates the fuck out of me. People can't think that they fucking know somebody just by reading the record. They can't judge people.
We can talk about that another time. You're really upset. And I think what upset you, I know part of our conversation, but I think what upset you is what happened today at your test. So what was it that they asked you that you didn't pass?
Sorry, I keep interrupting the stream, guys. But I just when I see really good takes in the chat, I want to call them out and discuss them. So, as Crocker Jones says, if he did take Kayla back to his apartment and realised or found out there was an Amber Alert for her, I'd hate to see what he would do. And I think the exact same thing. I think if this were a real girl and they did go back to his apartment and when she got there, I mean, even the Amber Alert aside, because I guess in this scenario, you're meant to believe the parents are away for X amount of time. So by the time they got back there would be highly unlikely there would be an Amber Alert. But when that child got there, then realised, the gravity of the situation, if she started to freak out, I don't think that Lorne would, intentionally murder her, but if she started freaking out, I think he would start freaking out too, and I think it would be very scary what the potential outcome would be there.
If I had anything to drink.
And you said no?
Yeah, and I don't even drink that much.
Well, that wasn't their question.
that often.
That's not their question either.
I know. I'm ashamed of myself fucking because it's on the fucking contract. That I wouldn't drink, and I did.
Okay. So did they have you sign another one?
No, not yet, but I'm sure they're gonna.
Oops, my mic was off there for my rant. I was just saying to Joel that yes, he is not allowed to send nude pics of himself as part of probation, but he does it anyway. There's a lot of things that he's not allowed to do that he just does.
I'm positive they're gonna. I'm probably gonna have to kill another fucking breathalyzer thing around with me again.
You've had to do that before.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe that will be a good thing. That'll kind of stop the trigger of you wanting to go and buy beer and go over Tony's house and do things that are ultimately hurting you.
What sucks about going over Tony's is I like drinking with Tony, but I buy the beer, and shit like this fucking happens. It's like I don't understand when she's what a fucking worthless piece of shit. She never used to be so fucking worthless. And all both of them do is just sit on their fucking asses and collect the so-called disability.
Well, they don't have to be a part of your life if you don't want them to be.
No, I don't. But I don't get over enough to fucking meet anyone else.
Okay, but it's still not
work,
helping you.
because I work and I'm trying to fix this place.
Hey, Kelpill, awesome to see you in here. We've got a celebrity in here, guys. No, your stuff's amazing, Kelpill. And thanks for jumping on.
Stop and fucking.
Right, but it's not helping you to go over there and do that because this is what happens to you.
Yeah, I know. Every time I come back from there, it's like, you fucking son of a bitch. You didn't even offer me money towards the beer that we drank. Fucking pisses me off so goddamn much because he's done it for so many years.
So when are you going to stop that from happening?
When do you want me to stop it?
Right now. And it can't be about what I want, because this isn't about what I want.
Yeah, it can be.
But it's not. It has to be what you want. Because if you
I want it to stop now.
Okay, good.
I want it to stop now.
Then do that. Then stop it.
But I also want you to know that you already know I want you. Biggest part of the reason that I'll do everything in my life the way that I do it is probably because of you, because I want you, and I want to make you happy, and I want to care about you, and I want my life to be based around you.
Where's most man? This is quite surreal. Sorry to stop the stream, guys, but when you get Wes in, you got to give him a shout out.
You know what makes me happy is to be surrounded by people who stand on their own 2 feet, make their own decisions, not based on other people. I'm going to do this to make you happy. People who are smart and make smart decisions. That's what makes me happy. That's who I surround myself with. And
what about money? What about money? I don't have money, Debbie. I am making good money now, and I bring in about $60,000 a year. You got my Social Security number. You've got access to every information about me.
But I never asked you about money, and it's interesting that money was something that you sort of point at other people and get pissed off at them for liking or thinking that it's important. But then you make it important
because
in your own life.
that's what they did to. That's what happened to me in the past. My brother,
Okay.
which I know you don't know about.
No.
Unless Winnie told you about him.
No.
Her, him.
I would try to follow Winnie, but sometimes it wasn't very easy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, so.
But I know you like guys with money. That's why you were with Gigi.
Lorne, what are you trying to do here?
I'm just trying to tell you, you deserve a lot more than what fucking Gigi could ever give you.
Of course
what
I
the
do.
Fuck
That's why
make
he's
you
not
turn to
around.
him?
That's why he's not around.
Oh, wait a minute. You're on the phone with me. You can get into my phone and listen to my voicemails now.
Why?
Because I want you to.
Why? For what?
Well, because I don't want you to hide anything from you, and I want you to know what voicemails when you left me. And one of them concerns Gigi.
Okay. Well, I'm not really interested in listening to a voicemail right now. And
okay.
Who knows what the hell she said, and who knows what's true or not. So I don't care.
Okay, trust me. I'm asking you to please trust me.
But I'm not listening to your voicemail right now. I only have a few minutes left.
How could you not trust him? I mean, like, he's never lied before. He's got a very, very honest track record.
I know, before your date.
Before I go to dinner.
On your date.
Okay, whatever you say. I mean, I'm not confirming or denying anything. Because I already told you in our previous conversation that it was none of your business at this point. And you're trying to make it your business.
No, I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Good.
I know you love me. I'm not scared.
What?
Okay, I also didn't say that. But...
What? What did you say?
I didn't say that.
I know.
Yeah, I mean.
When he told me you didn't, you told that you have never told anybody that you love him, including her.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just telling you that when he told me that you have never told anybody that you love me, including her.
I never told anybody that I loved you, including her.
Mate, she doesn't love you, all right?
Yeah.
So what is she? So what is she saying there then?
You're never gonna tell me that you love me, regardless if I want you to or not.
Well, I would never tell anybody I love them because they want me to.
So if you did love me, then you would tell me?
Yeah. Of course I would.
Okay, because Winnie said that you have never, that you don't say the words I love you, and you have never said them to her.
Well, Winnie, that's my relationship with Winnie. Winnie was really difficult. And I
know, but you still love her.
I have told her that I loved her. I've told her that many times.
I know your relationship with Winnie was really difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably the first person that knows how difficult your relationship with Winnie was.
I'm the first person who knows that.
Oh, yeah, I'm probably the second person.
Okay. And the relationship with you was never good.
Between me and Winnie?
No, between you and I.
Yeah, no, I mean, between you and it wasn't at the time, no.
Right.
Because we didn't see eye to eye and things are not the same now as what they were then.
Okay.
Then I was in love with Winnie then.
Right.
And I'm sorry, but I can't take that away because I do love Winnie. I still love her. Am I in love with her? Am I in love with her like I was then? No.
Right.
Because I realized she can't change.
No, she can't.
She might.
Hi, Pot. This is Kettle. You're black. How dare he talk about anyone not being able to change? Fuck this guy, man.
She might want to change, but she can't change. And after talking to you and spending time with you, I don't want Winnie back. I don't want that in my life. I I like the way you and I communicate. I love the way you and I communicate. I'm not stressed out. I'm not on edge of what the fuck did I do because I didn't even say anything.
Yeah.
I'm not worried. I'm not thinking about whose cock is she fucking feeling. You know, I know you know what I'm saying. Cause I know you know Winnie, so I know you don't know what I'm saying.
Okay. Anyway.
He always puts everything in the most gross way possible. Like, he can't just say he's not worrying anymore about who she's with. He has to say whose cock she's fucking. Like, it's just so gross.
I love the way you and I fit.
Well, good. Good. Hopefully, it can get better. Because I really do want to help you. I really want to help you.
You want to help me? You really want to help me, but do you really want to be in my life in an intimate way?
I don't know that yet. I've never met you. I can't know that. It's not a realistic thing for me to do.
No.
And that's a pattern that you've had too, like a really destructive pattern, is trying to develop intimate relationships with people that you've never met before.
Do you want to make it that way?
I don't know. I think there's
You're
a lot
the
of
one
stuff.
That has a clue.
I think there's a lot of stuff that you need to figure out yourself. And I think that one day you're going to be a really great man to be with for anyone.
Jesus.
When you start to figure that stuff out.
Well, Winnie already knows what I am. This is the shit that Winnie figured out already.
Well, why are we talking about Winnie?
Because Winnie has figured this shit out already.
Okay, but I don't understand what you're talking about. What is this?
Why do you think she fucking says that I'm her soulmate?
I have no idea.
Why do you think she misses me so much?
I don't know, Lorne.
Because she knew what her and I had. She knew who I was.
Okay.
She knew I wasn't what NBC put out.
Great.
And this is the way he talks about Winnie here. It's a great example how he always thinks he deserves better. Like, I mean, yes, these are all catfish. They're not real people. But with his background, being an RSO, being a child sex predator, with all of that baggage, if there was somehow anyone that could love him, wouldn't he be holding the fuck on tight, not just looking to see if he can upgrade to Debbie? Like, it's just bizarre.
You're basing things around what NBC put out.
No, I'm not, Lorne.
You are too.
No, I'm not. What NBC put out was a very small part of what happened.
Of what happened, not the person that I am. Not the person that I am at all.
The person who did what you did. The person who did what you did.
It's 12 years past that. I'm going to move on in my life.
I hope you do. I hope you do.
I'd love for you to be a part of my life. A huge part of my fucking life.
Hopefully I can be.
Oops. Didn't realise my mic was off there. What I was just going to say is Joel, with NBC, so he's talking about the To Catch a Predator Center, but he always says this about, what they put out. What they actually put out was complimentary to him in the grand scheme of things. They didn't make him as disgusting as he actually is, and they also didn't cast him as bad light as he is and as bad as the other predators. And if he had just fucked off after jail and didn't make a YouTube channel where he put up bullshit excuses, no one would really fucking remember him. Yes, sorry, I realised I was on mute. Thanks for letting me know, guys.
But only time's going to tell that. And
you're the one making a decision. I'm not going to wait forever.
Well,
for you to keep going on dates after dates after dates, that you lured me in, and then all of a sudden you pushed me
Lured you
away.
in with what? My female powers.
Yeah, well, I didn't send that picture of you to me. I didn't. I didn't talk the way you did to me. I didn't. It wasn't me that fucking made me feel the way that I do about you. Thinking that there could be a connection between us. Let's try this out. Yeah, you know what you did. I'm not stupid. Did you have your return address?
No.
I'd really love to send you something.
What are you gonna send me? You don't have to do that.
Don't have to, but I would love to.
Okay. Well, don't worry about that because you need to save your money.
Yes, father son. Just mentioned about Chris Hansen's going to do a multi-part about Lorne on his podcast. So if anyone listens to podcasts and they aren't subscribed to Predators I've Caught with Chris Hansen, I'd strongly recommend it. It's basically going through there's a different predator each week, gives us some summary of what happened, and then also a bit of where are they now type thing. It's good. I like it.
Yeah, I know. And now I can't spend my money the way I want to anymore.
Well, no.
Well,
you shouldn't. When you have responsibilities and debts to people, you should pay them first.
Well, this week I kind of had to spend my money because we didn't get when we didn't get together about it when I thought we were going to. So I kind of had to spend my money where it has to go this week. But I will make you proud. Okay, I got $100 going to Aunt Sharon, 100 to my brother Richard.
Mm-hmm.
I think 100 going to the furnace guy, and 100 going to 169 going to CMP, Central Maine Power.
Right.
And the 78 that I already have in the bank, that's going to my insurance, my car insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And then there'll be extra at that, but whatever, I'm gonna keep whatever is extra out of that right now because I want to buy some more sheetrock. So when you come up, I want.
I'm not worried
that
about
room
that.
done.
I'm not worried about that.
But I don't, Debbie. When you come up, I don't want you sleeping in a shitty place.
I don't either, but I'm not worried about you buying these things to improve your home when it's not an urgent thing because you have other things that are urgent that need to be taken care of. You need to have a budget. You're just kind of spending money all over the place and you don't even know what you're doing.
Roy has to be part of it because I've got to watch out for him. I've got to right now. I mean,
well, that's great and everything, but you have to watch out for yourself as well as the people that you owe money to. You start worrying about other people like your brother and whoever when you have extra money to be able to help. But when you don't have that and you're scraping by and you're deciding, I'm not going to pay my electricity for a couple of months because they're going to work out something with me, that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spend however much on beer and go visit my friend who doesn't even really care about me. But I'm going to go because I'm lonely. And I'm going to go and buy stuff for this house to improve it when it's not necessary. It's not like it has to happen right now. You have much more of a pressing issue on your plate and that you owe a ton of money to a ton of different people. And it's not fair. It's not fair that you're going around and you're having a great time and being like, well, I deserve it. I deserve to go hang out with my friend, blow off some steam. I'm going to go and make my house nice because I deserve it and it's going to make me feel happy. When other people aren't able to do that because they're missing the money that you took from them.
All right, but I have to watch out for Roy though.
You don't have to.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do. Debbie, he helps me so much.
But you don't.
He doesn't even ask.
But
he
you
doesn't even ask for anything.
You don't need help.
And all he has is like $100 worth of bills. But all he has is $100 worth of
But
bills.
what is he going to work on? Put the sheetrock up that you're not going to buy?
Joel Davis, he's paid nothing of the $30,000 back that he owed to Betty. This amazing community, however, has in fact paid all of that money back to Betty through donations from live streams and a whole lot of other awesome stuff they've done. But Lorne did sweet fuck all, and he also thinks that because they've been paid back, his debt is done there. And he had the audacity at one point to say that they got their money's worth back through entertainment from me, if you can believe that.
Well, not only that, when we don't have sheetrock to put up, he helps me dig. He helps me do electrical, do plumbing. Everything. He goes down and fucking gets wood for me for my fire because my furnace ain't working on the shit because of my toilet. My tank. I gotta get a new tank. Roy probably spent fucking 20 hours out there trying to figure out how to get my furnace working. And it's all because I have a one pinhole in my tank that's letting air in.
Okay. Well,
and the
that's
guy
all
is
good and
such
everything.
he is such a good fucking worker. He deserves $100 out of me a month.
Everyone else deserves their money back too. And for some reason, you're really passionate about Roy when you need to put that passion into other people too.
I'll put that passion into other people too, but I can't leave Roy out. I can't leave him out because he does so much.
Fine. You're repeating yourself. You're repeating yourself.
Yeah, but he's the one living with Mom right now.
Nope, don't care.
Well, you will care if you listen to me. He's the one living with Mom right now, and he helps Mom out a lot.
Fantastic. That's amazing.
So please care, just because it's Mom.
Shut up.
Well, $100 a month is not going to kill me. I've got to look out for him.
Fine, look out for him, but look out for other people too that you fuck over.
I am not going to fuck over anyone. I don't want to fuck over anyone.
I don't want to.
Whatever you say, my money has to go, that's where it's going to go. But you've got to include the $100 for Roy.
If that's going to get everyone else that you fuck over their money back, fantastic. Give it to Roy.
I'm not fucking over anyone. I want to pay everything I owe.
Fantastic. Then do that. And stop your bullshit about buying beer and cigarettes and sheetrock and fucking light switches and lights to go over a mirror and some master fucking bathroom and a motherfucking trailer that's about to fall down.
It's not going to fall down because I'm rebuilding it. I don't want you to be in a shitty place.
Don't worry about me. Worry about your obligations. Your attention is like totally misdirected. It needs to be focused. Like, okay, is my house standing right now? Can I live in it? Great. Do I have food that I have to have for myself and for my dogs? Great. Do I have electricity and water? Amazing. From there, you start to build on things like your car and your insurance that you're obligated to have, of course, and gas in order to get places where you need to go.
Oh, I gotta tell you. I forgot to tell you.
What?
Except for this month, starting May 3rd, $180 of my money goes into my credit union account every week, which I'm not sure how we're gonna work this. I have to make us up some money somewhere along the way to get it the right amount. That's what I've had problems figuring out. So how am I going to get to match up so that the right amount is in my account when my car payment's due, when my insurance is due. But right now I've got Jennifer had her put $180 going into my credit union account so that come time to pay my car payment, it would be in there. And my insurance. My insurance is due on the 10th. My car payment is due on the 17th. So I have to call the car place and let them know it's not going to be until like the 19th, I think. Yeah, the 19th.
They're not going to like that.
Well, they weren't bad on it before because they let me make payments on one payment that I didn't pay. That I called and talked to them and said, listen, I can't pay this payment this month because I've had to pay other payments. Can I work something out? And they said, yeah. They said, let's work out a payment where you pay your car payment, plus pay X amount. How much would you like to start paying? How many much the cost would you like to pay it? So I said, well, let's do.
Shins Koala, welcome, mate. It's awesome to see you here. Unfortunately, probably not too much left of this stream, as this was a bit of a clusterfuck because I had no idea what I was doing. But thanks, mate.
My car payment plus $100 plus. So it's like $690 for the next 3 months, I think.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry.
Man, your finances are just like a giant shithole.
I am sorry.
Oh my God.
I tell you I love you.
So
I am so sorry.
yeah.
I wanted to tell you that before, but we hadn't had a chance to talk, so I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to spring it on her at some point.
Jesus. All right. Well, I'm sure we're gonna have a moment to talk about some things in reference to your money. I want to help you figure that out because I'm really concerned. And
I'm not concerned.
You should be too.
I'm not.
Because Lorne, you're living in this really unrealistic financial world. You're taking on things that you can't afford, and you're kind of shuffling money around to be like, okay, who can I screw over this month?
No, I can afford it.
No, you can't.
I can afford it.
You can't, because if you could, you wouldn't have missed that payment. You wouldn't have stopped paying your electricity for those months. You know that it's way too much. Like you're completely creating a shitstorm that you're not going to be able to get out of some point, and you're going to have to file bankruptcy.
I'm not doing that again.
All right. Hey, listen, I got to go though.
I know you got to
I have to get going. So, you have a great rest of your night, and go fuck yourself, okay?
I love that ending. I love that call actually, but that ending is the best part of the call. So look, that's the only call I had, and as I said at the start, I actually didn't intend to stream here, because I definitely wouldn't have streamed while Babsby was on because she's amazing. So full attention should be on her rather than me. But yeah, as I said at the start, I was just trying to figure out how to stream because I'd never done it before and didn't actually realise I went live. And before I knew it, a lot of you lovely people were here. So then I couldn't stop, even though I didn't actually have time for this today, because you guys are all amazing. And I don't have another call to play, and I actually do need to go. I probably needed to go about 5 minutes ago. But look, thank you so much, guys, for jumping in here. I want to do more of these. I want to try to stream maybe once or twice a week, if everyone wants that, and do some calls like that. And as I said before, what I want to do if people are up for it is to get people on the stream as well, because I want to hear everyone else's points of view, because I get sick of hearing my own, and there's so many very intelligent people in this community. So look, thanks so much for jumping in here, guys. I've had an absolute ball. You guys are all amazing. Talk again soon. And of course, delete your archives.